Imagine spending over 3 decades in prison for a crime you didn't commit, a crime you never even knew was coming. This is a story of Maurice Hastings, a man wrongfully convicted and imprisoned for 38 years. His journey from injustice to freedom is one that shows the power of resilience, the role of forensic science, and the hope that sometimes justice does prevail, no matter how long it takes. In 1983, a woman was sexually assaulted and brutally murdered. She was found dead in the trunk of her car, shot in the head, in Los Angeles, California County. The case went cold for a time, but in 1986, a 30-year-old man named Maurice Hastings became a suspect and was arrested and charged with the crime because of unreliable witness statements. He was convicted based on faulty evidence, a witness misidentification, a rushed investigation, and no physical evidence linking him to the scene of the crime. He had no history of violence, and despite proclaiming his innocence from the start, despite this, in 1988, Hastings was convicted of murder and sexual assault and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. The jury believed the testimony of the prosecution, yet there was something critical missing. No DNA match, no fingerprints, and no connection to the victim. At trial, Hastings and his defense team requested DNA testing on semen evidence recovered from the victim, believing it would prove his innocence. However, this request was denied, a decision that would keep him in prison for more than 3 decades. For years, Hastings continued to file motions and petitions to have the evidence tested, but each was denied. During this time, he never gave up proclaiming his innocence. His case drew attention from the Los Angeles Innocence Project, which eventually took it up. Fast forward to 2000, DNA technology had started to evolve. In 2011, as forensic science made major strides, Maurice Hastings' legal team was given a chance to revisit his case. A breakthrough in DNA testing, something that could have been done decades ago, finally revealed the truth. After reviewing the evidence, in 2021, after nearly 40 years, advanced DNA testing was finally conducted on the preserved biological evidence. The results conclusively excluded Maurice Hastings as the source of the DNA. The DNA testing on the victim's clothing matched another man, a man who had never been considered a suspect at the time and was already serving time for a different violent crime. This was a game changer. Forensic science, which had been ignored in 1986, had now become the key to freedom. In 2022, after 38 years behind bars, the California Innocence Project filed a motion to vacate Maurice Hastings' conviction. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office supported the request. Finally, in October 2022, Hastings was exonerated. A judge declared him innocent and publicly acknowledged the miscarriage of justice, and the court vacated his conviction. Maurice Hastings was fully exonerated and he walked free. Standing before reporters after his release, Hastings expressed remarkable calm and grace. "I am not bitter," he said. "I just want to enjoy my life now while I have it." His joy was tempered by the decades lost. 38 years of his life was stolen from him, years spent in a cell where he could only dream of freedom. But at last, justice had been served. Maurice Hastings was free. Since his release, Maurice Hastings has worked to rebuild his life. But his case isn't just about him. It's about the millions of people who suffer from wrongful convictions, the countless others who sit behind bars for crimes they didn't commit. His case highlights the flaws in the justice system: eyewitness misidentification, poor legal counsel, and a lack of physical evidence led to a man's life being ruined. But Maurice's story is also a symbol of hope, hope that science can uncover the truth, and hope that when the system fails, there are still people willing to fight for justice. While Maurice Hastings' story is one of triumph, it's also a powerful reminder how important it is to ensure the integrity of our justice system. We need better safeguards, more reliance on technology, and a commitment to truth over expedience. As we move forward, we must ask ourselves, how many other Maurice Hastings are out there? How many other innocent people are serving time for crimes they didn't commit? Maurice Hastings was wrongfully convicted, but in the end, he found his truth. His case is a beacon of hope for all those who seek justice, and a reminder that sometimes the fight for freedom is worth every moment. If you want to learn and know more about wrongful convictions, just follow this account, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay informed. Thank you for watching.